Hello, word nerds, and happy Sunday. Welcome back. We have missed you so much. I literally think about the word nerds all the time during hiatus. I'm like, what is everyone doing? So I'm sure you guys are happy to have us back. So to start off, I want to know what books the word nerds have been reading recently. So I have Erin first.
Okay. I just finished One of Us is Lying, which was a really amazing book. I also just finished If I Was Your Girl, which was also a really amazing book. One of Us is Lying specifically had me on the edge of my seat for the entire time. Oh, and I also read The Female of the Species by Mindy McGinnis, which was so good. Oh my gosh.
I want to read that book so bad.
It's so good. I Snapchatted the WordNerds, these guys with it earlier, just like freaking out. Because I was like, it took me one day. I sat down and read it from cover to cover without eating anything and just didn't look up from it until I was finished. It was really, really good. So
Nice. Emma, you're next.
So during the break, I finished one book, and I'm currently reading 4 books, because that's just how my life is going right now. But the one I finished was Dreamland Burning by Jennifer Latham. I don't know how to pronounce her last name, but it's really, really good. And then I'm currently reading Lord of Shadows by Sandra Clare, which we were just talking about, which I just have all the feels about. I think those books just get better with every series, and I don't understand how she does it. I always think that I'm going to be done with them and be like, no, I'm fine. I've read enough of them. And then I pick up another one and I'm like, how is this so good? And then I'm also reading the sequel to 1,000 Pieces of You.
I'm reading one.
Yep, reading that. And then I've started the newest Sarah Dessen book, Once and For All, but I haven't read much of that. It's pretty good. It's Sarah Dessen. It's what you expect. And then I'm also reading The Shining by Stephen King, which is my first Stephen King book. So
nice.
Yay! It's exciting, yes.
Kelly, you're next.
I've read one book all summer, and it's one I read 4 times before that, so I've recently reread Fangirl because I haven't been able to focus on anything else. But it's still great, so that's pretty good.
It's the best. The really best. Is. I 100% approve of you reading Fangirl. I think everybody should read Fangirl at least 12 times.
I'm almost there.
Agreed.
I've definitely read Fangirl over 12 times.
Wow. I need to read it again. It's been a while.
Yes. Yeah. I have 3 copies of the book. Casual, whatever. Anyway, you're next.
I am currently reading I Believe in a Thing Called Love by Maureen Gu, which is so cute. And I just finished listening to Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel, I believe is her name. And the audiobook for that one was really, really good. I'm really glad I listened to it because I saw pictures of the text and I wasn't sure. It's big blocks, very literary style, and I wasn't sure I would have enjoyed that as much, but I really loved the audiobook. And those are the big 2 right
now. I recently read Illuminae because I'm a slacker word nerd and did not read it when we had book club last year. Or was it earlier this year?
It was last
One
year.
of those last year. Yeah, I didn't do it then, but I read it now and it's super great. And I'm kind of mad at Past Desiree for not reading it because it was great. And I'm also currently reading the sequel to 1,000 Pieces of You. And currently, I read the first page, but soon to be more than that.
I'm not much farther along than you are.
Okay. That book was so good.
Oh, that reminds me. I just got this book from the library called Meddling Kids. Have you guys heard of it?
No, but it sounds awesome.
Yeah. Let me see. I want to see if I can screen share the cover. Yeah, there we go. That's the cover.
Ooh.
And it's supposed to be super thriller mystery with nostalgic Scooby-Doo.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
I was about to say, this is Scooby-Doo, right?
Yeah, it's basically Scooby-Doo for adults. There's a dog on the cover even with the group of kids.
I love
That's
it.
amazing.
I want to read it.
Yeah, I got an ad for it on Amazon. I was like, I need that. I have to get it.
I need this in my life.
Amazon knows you.
Yeah. I like instantly put a hold on it at the library.
Must read.
So, season 5.
Yeah.
Welcome.
This will be my 3rd season with you guys because I came in late season 3, right? I think.
Yeah.
Sounds right, yeah.
That's pretty rad.
Wow. Yeah, the other day it was like, oh, you've been friends with Desiree for, I think it was like a
I got
year.
that
or
too.
something.
Yeah.
How did it go so fast?
I know. I still feel like the baby nerd that doesn't know what she's doing because that's what I am.
You are. You and Rachel are both baby nerds, but that's okay. We
None
love
of us
you.
have any idea what we're doing.
No, none of us. We just pretend.
Yeah.
It's all fake.
We
If I
just
ever
post
know what
online
I'm doing.
Just post it online and hope that people think we know what we're talking about.
I filmed my video for this week today because I didn't pre-film during the break like I meant to. But anyway, I was like filming today and I was like, what is vlogging? I do not know how to do this anymore. It's been 2 weeks. Or like more like 3 weeks for me, I think, because I think I posted like the last week I didn't do the video. So I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like I hope that it's coherent when I actually edit it and put it up. It's still all over the place. And I was like, how do I forget how to do this after just like 2 weeks of not vlogging?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do that with writing all the time. I won't write.
Yeah.
It only takes like 2 days, and then I'll be like, what are words? How do I put them on the page?
How do I word?
How do I word? I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
What is this book even about? I don't remember.
What even is the writer? Who knows? Not I.
Well, at least I'm glad I'm not alone. I've suddenly lost my ability to write. This is concerning.
I feel like that a lot. I'll open up like my Word document. I'll be like, what are words? I can't even read. Like, why am I trying to write? Like, I feel like I can't do anything.
That's
Sometimes
like the
that
story of my 2017.
Sometimes that happens too if I read a really good book, and then I'll sit down and be like, well, everything is crap, so
Yeah.
I should just stop.
My philosophy is if Sharknado can be a movie, I can write a book.
Yeah.
That's actually a really
That
good
is
way
a
of looking
great
at things.
philosophy.
That
I was
is
actually
fair.
just telling my husband the other day that, like, as a fellow artist, I really admire the people who created Sharknado because they put
Oh, yeah,
in
I love that movie.
and made a lot of
Like,
money.
don't get me wrong, I love that entire series of movies, but someone literally had to say, what if there was a tornado made of sharks?
It was made of sharks. Yeah. That was somebody's brainchild right there.
Yes. And there's 5 movies, I think. 5 Sharknado
Yeah.
movies.
We were also talking the other day about how, like, the original idea was supposed to be that this was like a freak weather occurrence, but now there have been 5 of them. So it's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Shouldn't they be doing something to prevent this?
Yeah.
Like, in the 4th one, I think they do have, like, a Sharknado, like, dispersal system. Or whatever, because it happens so often.
Obviously.
But, like, the problem with that one is they're not just Sharknadoes anymore, because there's, like, a rock Sharknado. There's, like,
What?
a nuclearly charged Sharknado. It's I highly suggest them. They're so good. The Sci-Fi Channel did, like, a marathon of them, like, a little bit ago, and I just, like, watched them all.
I love the
Anyway.
Sci-Fi Channel. I'm
So,
still
like-
angry I don't have it.
Can Sharknadoes get in your house? Like,
Probably.
Like,
I think the
they can go
sharks can.
through your house. Like, because a tornado can go through your house.
yeah.
But, like, I don't...
The sharks
like,
would probably
that's-
chew their way in or something. There's really no
Yeah.
laws of physics.
Yeah.
or anything.
Well, I'm assuming that, like, the
Stopping-
Sharknado is, like, strong enough that they just fly through your walls and your windows,
Yeah.
even. Like, windows.
Yeah. Yeah, like, they literally, like, are just... But in the 4th one, too, the sharks are living in the atmosphere, like, living in the clouds
Sure.
and, like, eating birds.
Naturally.
Yes.
As you do. Why not?
World building.
I love that we're actually discussing the logistics of this. Like, so how does it come
Yes.
through the walls?
But see, there's also great, like, character arcs and progression. Like, every movie, Tara Reid loses some more limbs until now she's, like, completely a robot.
Like a cyborg, yeah.
All right.
I think I've only seen
like
the
every
first
movie,
3 or
like-
something.
Yeah.
Doesn't she get her limb replaced by like a saw or something? Or
Yeah.
like
Yeah, she does.
And so by
Yeah.
like movie 5, she's like a robot because everything keeps getting like replaced by like.
That's glorious. I haven't seen the later ones. Clearly, I need to catch up on my Sharknado viewing.
Yeah, the last one like takes place in like
Oh no.
We'll never know.
Where does it take place? I need to know. You froze.
Where does it take place?
oh dang. The last one takes place in Las Vegas. So like I don't know how it works because I didn't see the whole of the 5th one. But like Nevada is like really landlocked. So I don't know how these sharks like I remember like sharks they were swimming in a pool at some point. I remember pool. And they're
Pool
just
sharks.
swimming.
Of course. Oh man.
How did-
See, my favorite thing is like the movie producers that make that movie are famous for making multiple terrible B-grade horror movies. They're called The Asylum. That's their production company. And I go through Netflix specifically looking for Asylum movies because they're so bad that they become really funny. And so I'll watch all of them. And I first found Sharknado doing that, like researching for the Asylum movies. And the funny thing is that I don't think they meant it to be funny at first, or like not really. It was
it doesn't look like
yeah. And then they were like, oh, people think this is funny. And then because it became so popular, and then they kept making them. But I like them later too because they became tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah.
And like they knew how ridiculous it was, and they just kept getting more ridiculous.
Like if
So
you watch
good.
the first one compared to like the 4th one, like the first one is legit. Like it seems like they're trying to make like a natural
They're
disaster
taking themselves
movie.
seriously in the first one. Yeah.
It's so funny. And then
The actors are all
campiness, like to the
they have like
movies.
notoriously terrible actors in all of the Asylum movies. And in the first Sharknado, you can tell how seriously the actors are taking their roles.
Yeah.
And then as it progresses, they're like they don't anymore because they're like, okay, it's a joke now. So
yeah,
it always was, but they just didn't tell them the first time around.
If you need another like really good B-level like horror movie, I suggest Lavalantula.
Ooh.
And Lavalantula 2 to Lava to Lantula.
This already sounds amazing.
They're great. They're about lava tarantulas.
My father-in-law loves all those movies, and his favorite one is like it's something versus Dino Croc. I can never remember what it is.
Oh yeah, there's like giant mega shark versus Dino
Something
Croc,
like that. Yeah,
and then there was
He loves it.
airplanes versus volcano.
Oh yeah, airplanes versus volcano.
Like, so dumb, but I watched it anyways. I am 100% in for these types of movies. But yeah, there was like mega shark versus mega shark versus something, a couple of different things. Yeah, mega croc versus mega shark, and then there's like a bunch of mix-ups of like different mega things against other mega things. Good quality.
Yes.
But I think the great thing about all those kinds of movies is that they're really like communal movies. Like I feel like you have to watch them with other people.
Yeah, you
can.
Like,
it's the full experience of like watching it with a group of people, making jokes about it. Like I don't know, like.
Or I will live tweet some of them sometimes, which is amazing.
Yeah, it really is like a community experience. Like everybody watching it and like tweeting.
Oh, we should totally do that sometime because everyone have Netflix. Because that would be great if we could stream it at the same time.
That'd be fun.
We should totally do a live stream while we're watching it. That would be great.
That would be great. There's like a website that you can like watch something at the same time with other people.
I love that idea.
I'll try to find it, but it's definitely a thing like that you can watch like the same movie with other people and you can like chat and like there's like a side like chat bar.
Oh, that's a great idea because then you're not talking over the dialogue in the movie. Yeah. And stuff. Oh, I like that idea. Be a really fun slumber party movie night type thing.
Yeah. We had a question.
About Mega Shark.
No, about books. Almost like that's what our
books.
Oh man, yeah. I forgot we weren't a Sharknado channel for a second. Darn.
I mean, we talk about stories. Sharknado is a story.
It's one of the best.
Yeah.
Classic.
This question was from Angie F. Can you guys each recommend me a fantasy book to read?
Oh my gosh.
I don't know what you guys think, because I saw the question first, so I've been thinking about it already. And my answer is A Crown of Wishes by Roshani Chokshi. It's beautiful and amazing, and I love it. It's dark and funny, which is a really hard balance, but she does it so well. And her descriptions are so beautiful. I can't even handle it.
I've been reading all thriller books lately. Now I'm trying to think of what
Yeah, I'm like, I suddenly completely forgot every fantasy book I've ever read ever. And it's my favorite genre, so I don't know how that happened.
Oh, no, I have one. It's like not super new or anything, but it's A Lie Tree by Frances Hardinger. It was like the most recent, most beautiful one I've read, so.
The
Lie Tree?
The Lie Tree.
Yeah, The Lie Tree.
I have to go on my Goodreads. Please hold.
Me too. That's so good right now. Have I ever read anything? You know?
Yeah.
Like, I literally cannot think of any book I've read. Like no books are in my head right now. I don't know, like, how that happens.
It happens pretty much anytime anyone's like, can you give me a book recommendation? I'm like, I read books, but I forgot all of them all at once.
We're all good. You'll be fine.
Read every book.
They're all good.
In like a lesser known fantasy book, I guess it's kind of lesser known, it's like a smaller one. I really liked Serpentine by Cindy Pon. It's like a duology. The second book's called Sacrifice. And those are really good. And I like they were kind of like, I don't know, they're like, I think it's like a really small press that she used for them. But it's cool because it's like a China-inspired fantasy world. And it's very different from other fantasies. So.
Yeah, the cover for that one is really pretty.
Mm-hmm.
So I just realized I haven't updated my Goodreads since like middle school for a lot of the books. So I'm gonna just go real basic and say A Court of Thorns and Roses. There you go.
I saw someone in the comments mention Graceling, which I loved.
I didn't like that book for some reason. I don't know why.
Oh, that's such a good book.
I know a few people who didn't like it. Like, it seems to be one of those divisive ones.
Yeah, it was I tried to read it in like high school, I think. Or it was either high school or college. And I just did not enjoy it. I don't know why.
What is another book? I mean, I can only think of books that we've read for book club. Yeah. So I was like, also, Six of Crows is one of my favorite books now. I really need to update my Goodreads. This is tragic. Like, literally, like, Vampire Academy is like in it, and I'm like, I haven't read that in like 5 years.
I'm the same way. I always forget to update my Goodreads profile, and then I'll sometimes like stop and update it all in one go, and then not for another like year. So you're not the only one.
See, Goodreads is one of the few things in life that I'm actually consistent about. Like, every time I start reading a book, I go and add it in there, and then I like update it when I finished. So like, it's one thing that I consistently like, I have a log of what I've read.
That would be like me in there like 6 times a week then if I did that. I would never remember.
Yeah. Well, I have the app on my phone, so I just go in my phone. And
so do I. I have no excuse. But yeah, I've read like 3 books in the last 2 days because they're all been thrillers and I literally can't put them down. No, 4 books in the last 3 days. They're so good. And thrillers aren't like super thick or anything. They're not epic fantasy.
Yeah.
Get through them pretty fast.
Wait, no, I thought of another fantasy book that I want to recommend. Splintered by A.G. Howard. Such a good book.
Oh, I remember the cover of that as soon as
the covers are amazing.
The covers are beautiful.
Yeah, they are. I've only read the first one. I own the first and second one, but they're really good. I remember because it's like, it talks a lot about like classic Alice in Wonderland, like real like classic like Lewis Carroll and like some other things that are like minor like things. It's just really good and it's real weird. Like if you like weird books, read it.
Weird is good. What's the other one?
I also recommend Court of Fives by Kate Elliott. I just read that recently, and I think the last book in the series just came out. So
That's on my to be read. There's so many on my to be read.
It was on my to be read for forever. Like I bought it like back during Christmas, and it's just like sat on my shelf for forever. And I finally read it, and I was like, why did I wait so long to read this book? I really enjoyed it. So.
2 more that I recommend all the time to everyone is The Call by the guy, I can't pronounce his name, Peter.
And hey, that's our book club this month, so you should definitely read it.
But it's not. I'm not just saying that because it's our book club. I'm saying that because I'm obsessed with it in like an unhealthy fashion. What's his last name? Peter
O'Gillen.
Yeah. So that one is one of the ones that I've been like. That's the type that I would like read and then all in one sitting and then literally dream about and have like a book hangover afterwards. And then also Angel
That's a really
Fall.
cool cover.
Yeah, it has a couple different covers. Also Angel Fall by Susan E.
That's a good book.
Is the other one that I have like, I know it's good when I read it all in one go and then I can't stop thinking about it afterwards and I don't want to pick anything else up, you know?
Nothing will ever be as good as this.
Yes, exactly.
Man.
That book was like so good that I've been too afraid to pick up the sequels though. Like it was so good and I don't want the sequels to mess it up for me.
No,
like,
the sequels are so good too.
Someone gave me a bad review of them and I've been so scared ever since.
They're lying.
I still need to finish it because I never finished it.
What?
Yeah, I just like wasn't in the mood for. I'm already like Angel is not super big for me. Like I've never been really into them.
They're so
like,
different though. They're not like.
I don't know. Like the subject of angels, I'm just not really that into. So like that was kind of hard for me. And I just there was something about it at the time that I just like was not in the. I think I was like reading a bunch of contemporaries, and I was like, this is not what I'm in the mood to read right now. And so I just never finished it and never went back to it.
It's so different from most of the angel/demon stuff because it's just like so dark and twisted and creative. Like it's a horror book. If you don't like horror books, you will not like this one.
Not like
but yeah, it's so good. And Megan, you have to read the second and third book.
Okay, I will.
So
I'm so
They're
afraid
so
I
good.
loved the first one so much.
Read 2 and 3. They're so good. Because all of the same characters are there. Like the mom is there. The 2 girls. Like the mom is so good. I love her. She's so weird. And then it just progressively gets weirder, which is amazing. So keep reading.
I just bought the book The Call on Amazon for book club. Fun fact, it's cheaper to buy the hardback than it is to buy the Kindle edition for some reason.
What?
Yeah,
They've also
It's a very short book, so you'll definitely be able to read it in 2 weeks.
And you'll get through it really fast.
Well, I also bought like 3 other books. Like I was like, hey, The Call, and then it was like One of Us is Lying, and then it's like When Diplomat Rishi, and I was like,
are they watching our live show?
I was like, I need all of
book
these.
club books.
I read When Diplomat Rishi fairly recently. That's another good one.
I have that on my shelf, but I haven't read it yet. But that's not a fantasy book, is it?
No, it's a contemporary one.
I haven't read it yet.
The next book that was recommended to me was The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue.
Yes.
It's a cool book we talked about.
That's so funny. Also on my shelf. Woo!
So good.
Everything we're mentioning is on my shelf.
Yes.
We got a question, since we're talking about books we love, about books that are coming out in the fall, like any anticipated reads for us. / what are they? I'm great at talking.
Let me look at my Goodreads because I just was going through like this month's school library journal at work this week, and so I was like marking a bunch of books that I was like, oh, that sounds good. I want to read it. So let me look at my Goodreads.
Yeah, Emma would be much better at this.
I'm obviously excited for Turtles All the Way Down. Like, I want to read that. I'm excited.
Which one?
Excited.
John Green's new book.
John Green.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh wait,
I've never
John
been,
Green.
like,
Where was I? When did John Green write another book? What is it called?
It happened really. It's called Turtles All the Way Down.
Okay.
He always has the funniest names. I like the titles. It's so funny because I'm just like I enjoyed the book that we read of his, but I didn't feel the burning need to go on and read all the rest of his books. I don't know.
Yeah.
Unpopular opinion, but
I like him as a YouTuber more than anything ever.
yeah.
Oh yeah, no,
same.
I completely agree. I'm not actually the hugest fan of John Green books. I've read them all, and I still haven't found. Yeah, like I've read pretty sure I've read all of them, but I haven't read one that I'm like, oh my goodness, this is the best book ever. I love it so much. How a lot of people like John Green books. Most of them just make me sad. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I really liked An Abundance of Catherines. That's actually
was
my
good.
favorite of his books.
So I'm really excited for E.K. Johnston's new book, That Inevitable Victorian Thing. It's like a really cool concept. So
Oh, that's the other book I've got on my list too.
and also Even the Darkest Stars. That's one I marked when I was going through School Library Journal. It comes out next month, and it's a fantasy with like explorers. Like it's like these two groups of like rival explorers. So it sounds really good. What else?
I can think of lots of books next year, but I can't think of anything specifically in the fall.
I know. I actually, like, before I went through this edition of SLJ, I was like, everything I was looking forward to was next year. I was like, what's coming out the rest of this year?
Yeah.
So I was going to look through it and be like, oh, there's some good stuff. Rebel Soul was another one that looks really good.
I'm ready for Warbringer in August.
Yeah.
It comes out later this month. It looks great.
After our live, our book club last month, I'm looking forward to reading Claudia Gray's like young Princess Leia story. And I'm not even like a huge Star Wars nerd, but like young 16-year-old Leia sounds pretty awesome.
So is there like is that like a thing where like more books are coming out based on other things? Because I know like a while ago, like Rainbow Rowell had talked about that she's writing like a book that's like set in the Marvel universe. I don't remember like what it's called.
Runaways, and it's like
Runaways.
I think it's a graphic novel.
Okay, yeah, I think it's gonna add
like
that
there's
to my cart.
the Black Widow one and like a ton of Star Wars ones.
Star Wars has always had lots of books come out.
Yeah.
Fandom with.
Now they're by people I've actually heard of.
Interesting.
Oh, this is nonfiction, but Rhett and Link from Good Mythical Morning have a book coming out that I'm really excited to get.
Ooh, I like Rhett and Link. They're funny.
Yeah. And I love like YouTube celebrity memoirs. I read the crap out of them.
I've already read it, but on the YouTube front, I Hate Everyone But You is by Allison Raskin and Gabby Dunn, and it's like two girls going off to college and like texting back and forth, and one of them is like super involved in the LGBT community, and they're both Jewish, and it's just like kind of pretty much just them.
Is it them?
Yeah, it's them.
I was like, is it them? Because that sounds like them.
Yeah, that's what I actually added the other day.
I just added that to, I think, my want to read shelf, and I didn't even look at the author, so that makes me want to read it more.
It is 100% them. So
I love them. Like when they left BuzzFeed, I was super sad.
I'm also really excited for The City of Brass. It's by S.A. Chakraborty. It's a fantasy book and it sounds really good. It comes out in November, I think.
We had a question from Ellie. What have you guys been up to during the break?
Sleeping and working.
Well, I was going to say, I was in PEI, so.
You had the most exciting break out of all of us.
Yeah, Prince Edward Island.
Yes, oh yeah.
Non-Canadians or non-Green Gables fans.
Yeah, so we went to Prince Edward Island, and that was really cool because the whole island is pretty much dedicated to Ella Montgomery, who wrote Anne of Green Gables. I thought it was kind of cool that J.K. Rowling had a theme park, but Ella Montgomery actually has an entire island pretty much dedicated to her and her characters, so that's pretty surreal.
That's pretty cool.
My old boss lives there now, and she posted a picture the other day in like some like bookstore or library or something where it was like a whole set of shelves that was just different editions of Anne of Green Gables.
Oh yeah, that's everywhere. Yeah,
that's real cool.
All of the gift shops have all of Ella Montgomery's books that she ever wrote, and there's actually, when we went to Charlottetown, I made my sister take me there, and we went through all the bookstores, and so I got some really good pictures of, because there's quite a lot. It's very much like a literature type of island because of that focus. So there's lots of old bookstores there and stuff. Really cool to see.
That's pretty cool.
I got the new Zelda game, so I've been playing that.
Ooh, fun. Or
for the Wii U.
For the Wii U. That's cool. I did some pre-filming. I slept a
Oh
lot.
yeah.
I got like 10 videos like done because
Yeah.
school's gonna start and
Nice.
my life is
That's
just going to-
amazing.
Dang, Desiree, I got 0 done.
I got 1 done
I feel
today.
bad.
I also got 0 done, and I'm usually the one like pre-film. You can do it. You can do it.
Well, school's about to start and my life is going to be consumed by trying not to die.
Yeah.
So
It's a
Fair.
really solid goal.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
not dying and just get through it. Just
You can do it.
Well, good for you for getting all the videos done. That's
Yes.
awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I wish
I like
was-
filmed a bunch, but I haven't edited any of them, which
Yeah.
that takes much longer for me than the
You're
actual
still
filming.
quite a few steps ahead of me, having filmed anything at all.
Yeah, and I'm a super duper adult who is totally down to do laundry. But I like put on a different shirt for every film because I didn't want like 6 videos in a row of me in the exact same shirt or whatever. And now there's just clothes all over my house.
See, I didn't do that. You're just gonna see me in the same shirt. My thought process was like, it'll be broken up by like the other days of the work. They're not gonna go through and be like, wow, Desiree
only wears the same shirt.
in a row. Like, that's crazy.
Well, now we'll
Someone said
know.
Desiree clothes.
Right?
Now we'll judge you. 'Cause now we know to look for it.
We had a question. Oh, well, I guess this is probably a good time to talk about season 5 before we move on to more questions. And like anything different that they might be seeing.
Do you want to talk about season 5, Megan?
Season 5, we're here. Things are slightly different, but mostly the same.
I feel like that should be our logo. Slightly different, but mostly the same. We can make T-shirts.
That should be our slogan, though, because we're like slightly different, but mostly the same.
Yeah. My hair is 2 weeks longer.
Like, mostly our hair has just changed a lot over the years. That's about what's changed.
Uh,
Yeah. So there will be a new intro, like there always is for a new season.
Woohoo!
You
Yeah.
guys will start seeing that tomorrow.
Yeah. If you've been with us for a while, it might feel a little throwbacky to like our first ever intro, so that's fun. With of course some new twists.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't even watched them yet. I need to go do that.
Yeah, I haven't either. Like that was just, I was just like, oh
All
yeah.
I've seen is the clip that Megan sent to us on Snapchat. That's all I saw. And I was like, oh, it looks nice. I trust Megan.
yeah.
I'll see if I can edit back this video.
Yeah, they're cute. And they're a little shorter, so you'll be able to get to your videos quicker.
Yay.
Woo!
Oh, it's so cute.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you don't hate it live on.
You're like, we're gonna have to talk after the chat, Megan?
It's like the day before we come back, and you guys are all like, actually, we hate this.
This is terrible, Megan. Why would you do this?
Right.
Uh,
Oh, gosh.
Devil horns on all of us and mustaches.
Except for me.
Ashley knows we're gonna be too lazy to look at it.
Well, do you want to talk, Kelly, a little bit about our rebranding since you kind of spearheaded that?
Sure. Not even sure. Like, don't panic. But we've shifted away from being like specific. Well, we weren't even originally the YA word nerds, but like we've kind of become the YA word nerds over time. Whereas now we're kind of going to rebroaden that to talk about other age categories and all of that fun stuff. Just because like Erin's got a middle grade book coming out, and like there are some awesome like crossover, not quite YA adult books that we'd love to do for book club and stuff. So we are not the YA word nerds. We are just word nerds.
Oh my goodness, I'm panicking.
My whole world is YA. What do I do?
Still be talking about a ton of YA stuff because that is just who we are.
I would say maybe YA is what we're talking about, but I, occasionally I want to throw out a middle grade title here and there, and like I usually still do anyways, but it is a lot of YA as well. So, and there's some that do cross the line between middle grade and YA, like Francis.
You're
one of my
a lot for me.
Yeah, it's really hard to hear you.
Oh no! Ah.
I was like, I caught like every other word out of that.
Middle grade, yes.
Yes, I caught the middle grade.
Is it freezing?
No, it's not. Megan, I love your implementation of
exactly what happened.
Is it better now? Is it still?
Yeah, you're good.
It's better.
Okay. Mainly my point was just that I also read a lot of middle grade.
And you have a middle grade coming out.
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly.
Kelly has lots of adult books coming out. And
Yeah. I like just talking about writing as a whole. I'm sure there's things we can learn from every corner of the book universe. So.
Exactly.
Yes. And I won't feel weird about making more videos about like screenwriting and stuff.
Exactly.
Very
That's part of it as well. So.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's what I'm so excited about. Is it's going to be like all the things you love, plus more writing stuff.
Woo.
yeah. And mostly just what it means is that you'll notice some like links are different, or if you're on Twitter, our Twitter handle has changed, and it's now WordNerds Vlog instead of YA WordNerds, because someone has stolen the handle WordNerds on like every website, and we can't use it.
I'm sure he's very nice, but I've glared at his profile a lot over the last couple of weeks.
And he is clearly only one word nerd. There is no need for plural
No
there.
need for plural.
How many of you are there?
Tag us on Twitter that use the new handle, and I think we've changed our website address already.
Yes,
right?
our website is wordnerdsblog.com now. If you have YAWordNerds.com bookmarked, it will redirect to WordNerds Blog for the next several months, but it's something you'll want to get used to changing. It was mostly a change that we had considered making, and it seemed like we're getting more subscribers. We just broke 6,000, which is so exciting. Welcome new subscribers. And so if we were going to make a change like this, we wanted to do it now while we're at the lowest, but our subscriber count is going to be over the next however many months / years. The next
years, Megan. Years.
The next eternity, because none of us are allowed to leave.
No.
You do not leave the word nerds. We're king. There's no way out. Just kidding, mostly.
I have all your addresses now. You can't leave. I'll come to your house.
You don't have mine because I moved.
Do we have Eric's new address?
You do not. No.
I'll
So
find
you don't have two of our addresses.
I'll just drive up to Tennessee and like stand out the car window while my husband drives and be like,
I know you're here somewhere. She starts knocking on doors. Have you seen Desiree?
You know Desiree?
Have you seen this word nerd?
Oh yeah. This also means that in oh gosh, I almost said 2017. Wow. But starting in
it's almost over.
Starting in 2018, we will also have a few books here and there that are not YA for book club picks.
Ooh.
So if there's any books you're super wanting us to read that you hadn't suggested before because they aren't YA, let us know.
Middle grade. The only thing I will not be doing is any erotica. Sorry, guys. It's not happening.
I thought we were just going to have 12 months of only erotica books.
Yeah, like that's what I was under the impression of. Like, wow,
Sorry, guys.
That's the only
I'm not up
reason
for that.
I don't know.
One of the things
Only if you
read,
don't mind me giggling through the whole thing. Okay.
we should read a screenplay of something.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
As a book club. That'd be really fun.
That'd be so fun.
That'd be the
I have
most
no
fun.
idea what to do with screenplays.
Yeah,
We
but
could
how
definitely,
do you
that would be a
find
very
those?
entertaining.
I think it'd be great.
But we technically did a screenplay for a book club this month because we did Cursed Child.
Yeah,
True.
Oh yeah.
but that was more of a play, like
Yeah, it was a script.
yeah,
Yeah.
like a script for a play and a screenplay are two different things. I could make a video about that. I might do that. No one take that idea.
No one's going to take that idea. I think. Does anyone else actually screenwrite here? Or is it just Desiree?
One day.
Read screenplays,
Oh, okay.
and
I'm
I've written like 3 lines of one.
I wrote like 3 lines of a screenplay and was like, I hate this. No, set it on fire. Sorry, Desiree.
I always think it would be like really cool, but I'm also like currently too lazy and have too many other things going on to like learn how to do it. I'm like, that's just another thing.
It is a
I
huge
think
learning
I'd love
curve.
it, but I have like I can't split my focus again right now, and like I know it's so hard to do anything with a screenplay. So like that's gonna be the like
That too.
one day.
I mostly am doing it for like my portfolio. Like I have like a spec script. Like I have it like the beat sheet written out for Black Mirror. I haven't written it yet, but I have the beat sheet. And then I have the pilot that I was working on. I'm still working on. But I go through like random like bursts of like, oh my goodness, I want to write for television forever. And then I'm like, nope, novelist. I don't want to go outside and interact with people ever. Like I want to write, like I don't want to write in a writer's room. I want to write by myself in the dark. So I just go through random phases. Who knows what'll happen in the future?
Both. The
Yes.
best of both worlds. Just busting out some Hannah Montana.
Of course.
As
That
one
was
does.
the only appropriate reaction.
Yeah.
Hannah Montana reacts only.
Yeah. That's the other change we're making. We'll only be talking in Hannah Montana reacts.
That'd be great.
Oh. We had Kelly mentioned being busy, and that reminded me of this. And also Charles mentioned it when we were talking about Charles in the discussion. There's not someone here named Charles talking.
Charles.
The other change is that I'm changing my name to Charles.
But yeah, Charles mentioned a book that they're excited about coming out is Into the Void by Kelly Sheridan. Coming out this fall.
Super excited about that.
I actually have a book coming out every Monday in September.
Oh my gosh, you
Into
crazy
the void.
woman.
Goes to Amazon. Let me just go to Amazon real quick. Just get that all set up.
Yeesh.
Just get those.
And you can win. Don't worry, went to Amazon and disappeared.
She's moving
I knew
to
Amazon was evil. It sucked her in.
Yeah, those are coming out. And they're on Kindle Unlimited, right?
Yeah, for the first little while. So for
And
a while,
also-
it's all Kindle.
You can win a whole pack of Kelly's new books
Yes.
in our giveaway that we're running right now.
There's a link in the description. Right this
Sly
moment.
mention there.
Lots of books and book
There's
editions.
so many books. There's going to be 10 winners. That's a lot of winners. So your chances are good. I'm pretty sure there's only like 40 entries right now. So, and I'm certain you can have multiple entries. So
Kelly, are you
it'll be all
releasing
in your favor.
your 4 of a kind or any of the other books in paperback, like as groups on Amazon and stuff?
What do you mean? as
Packages, I
groups?
guess. Well, the 4 of a kind would be in one book type thing. Because
Maybe eventually, but
I'm still so old fashioned, but I want all your books, but I want them on my
they'll
shelf.
be individually, like for sure.
Oh,
Instead of
okay,
having
okay.
to Publish
But
them as
my-
one big super book.
Oh,
My
yeah.
problem is I do ebooks, but I only have a Nook, so I have to wait till you do paperbacks because I can't.
Yeah, I lost my
Can
e-reader.
sideload from Amazon. Like I don't have DRM on any of my files,
Oh,
so
really?
you can actually get the book file and just put it
Oh.
on.
I didn't know that. I thought on Amazon
Yeah.
you could only get Kindle files.
That was the other thing that happened over break is that I lost my e-reader. So I'm entirely
Oh.
back to paper books. Yes. See, this is why I didn't have an e-reader in the first place. There goes my
Oh, no.
online library, sort of.
How did that happen?
I don't know. I don't know where I put it. But I moved and I didn't find it, so I assume it's gone for good. Frustrating.
That happened to you remember my anatomically correct heart necklace?
Oh,
I
yeah.
had it in
You
Canada,
lost
and I remember putting it in my
no.
suitcase, and I can't find it anymore. How am I supposed to
No.
look creepy in public now?
We'll have to send you more disgusting organ jewelry
Yeah.
at some point.
Oh, no.
Yeah. My current work in
Yes.
progress, the magic system is all
Perhaps some
based
spleen
on-
earrings.
Yeah. Yes. My current work in progress
That's creepy.
is all organ-based
I love it
magic,
already.
and so I want to have like all the jewelry to go with it.
That's
Desiree, I think
amazing.
you're really lagging.
Oh no.
Is it Desiree lagging? I thought it was me.
Because you're like saying things and
Oh, am
Desiree's
I?
randomly saying stuff in the middle. What's happening?
We've had some technical difficulties.
Okay.
Proof that we're still the word nerds, you know.
Yeah.
Technical difficulties,
We
always.
still cannot figure out how to work these chats. Yeah, it's funny you said that because like when I was in Prince Edward Island, a lot of their stuff is kind of Celtic inspired, their shops and stuff, because there was a lot of people that settled there that were from like Ireland and Scotland. So my book is all Celtic based. So I bought like a bunch of jewelry as well. I don't know if you guys can see it. It was like all Celtic jewelry. I was like, it's for my book, so I have to buy it, you know. Oh, there she is again. Yay.
I'm back.
She's back.
Is it better?
Yes. Thus far.
Oh, it's still lagging.
Perhaps.
Oh man, this is terrible. Okay, well, let's just see how this goes.
You seem fine to me, but I don't know.
You might hear me randomly end things.
Oh, never mind. Dang it.
Okay. I'm like, I want to know how big.
It's terrible when people are lagging, but it's also really funny.
I'm gonna randomly say the video, so let me know when you hear the word potato.
Potato.
Now, potato now.
Potato?
I'm
Do we have to take
I
back
so bad. No, I just terrible. This is the worst.
My face hurts. Now potato is going to be the word that we shout if someone's lagging. Potato. Oh.
Oh gosh.
Oh no. You're super
How do I
laggy.
fix it?
Maybe log out again. Back
She's
in.
done that like twice.
Mm.
I can't think of anything else. That's all.
Yeah,
Have you
okay.
tried turning it on and off again? It's like the limit of my technical skills.
We had another question if we want to take that. Well,
Is it any better now?
Maybe.
maybe. It's hard to tell.
I can see you in real
I'm
time.
gonna guess no.
It's any better.
No? Okay.
I'll be back in like 5 minutes.
Okay.
Sounds good. We love you. We had a question from Davis Hicks asking, any advice to male authors? Is there anything in particular male authors or male YA authors specifically tend to get wrong?
That's a good question. I find more new male authors because I read a lot, obviously, and but I also, as Megan did as well at one point, look through query inboxes for a literary agent, and what I see a lot actually is female love interests that don't really have any other function other than being there to be in distress in some way, to be rescued, or she will die and motivate him. Pretty much if you can do what's called the lamp test, if you can replace your female love interest with a lamp, this goes for male love interest too, really. If you can replace a character with an inanimate object and just have them carried around from place to place and rescued and stolen and kidnapped or whatever, then it's not a good character. So, but yeah, I see that's one of the things I see a lot. But mainly in new writers that are just learning how to write characters in general.
Yeah, I think I was going to say the same thing, just like making sure that your female characters don't just exist to be saved by or to turn on a male character.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Or to like motivate him to be a better person or something.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a lot of times like the manic pixie dream girl is this whole idea of like this girl who just exists to like motivate the guy to live his life to the fullest kind of thing.
Yeah. And then she vanishes into
Or
the
like
mist once he's become a man.
Yeah.
Or like I love Supernatural. Like I absolutely love Supernatural. But in the early seasons, like by the early I mean like the first 10 seasons, women kept dying on that show so that the boys would feel bad and go and do something about it.
Do not get me started on Supernatural. I cannot. I cannot.
Doing really well.
Have they? I stopped.
Much better.
Because Felicia Day is one of my favorite actresses, and then I loved her character Charlie. But after what happened, I was like, no, I'm done. Sorry, Supernatural. I've been with you for 11 years, and I'm out. So I haven't since Charlie. I have not gone back to it because she was literally. Oh, I mean, no spoilers, but. Writers often do something called, there's an actual whole word for it called fridging your female characters, which basically means that they're killed off to motivate the male character. And he goes off in a macho fit of rage and does what he has to do, which is not good. Don't do that.
I'm really, really excited. I absolutely love the character Jodie, and she started like taking in these other girls who've been affected by supernatural things. And they have an episode in this season this upcoming season that's gonna act as like a pilot for a possible Wayward Daughters series, like about Jodie, the girls. And
that would be
really want it to do well. I'm so excited.
That would be really cool. See, the problem with Supernatural is that anyone younger than Jodie, if she was like a potential eligible person to maybe date either of the guys, got killed off immediately. Yeah. I don't know if that was the fan base that was like, no, they can't settle down and it will destroy their show pretty much. But I don't know if that was the threat that was looming, so they just killed them off or what it was. But I mean, that's a whole nother discussion.
We have a lot of feels about female representation, obviously.
Yeah.
We did a whole video a long, long time ago about writing female characters. So
also, just look up cliches pretty much. It's always good to look up tropes and cliches. Like the male gaze is something you have to watch for too, even if you've got a great female character. Sometimes writing, like George R.R. Martin's writing, can get very male gazy. Especially if it's supposed to be through the female gaze, and you're never going to notice certain things that men are going to notice about yourself. This is, again, George R.R. Martin I'm specifically thinking of. I'm not even going to go into fully what it was, but I actually had to put the book down. So I was like, no, I can't do this. So, yeah, watch out for stuff like that.
That's reminding me of a lot of Tumblr posts all at once.
Is my lag any better?
One of which I won't talk about. I'm not sure.
Probably not. Considering you just said that, or like we heard you say it in the middle of Megan's sentence, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Megan, are you good though?
Megan, are you?
Yeah.
Are you talking about the Tumblr post that like she goes down the stairs?
She like breasted boobily down the stairs.
There also have been some weird excerpts of male writing that people have shared on Twitter in recent months of like not understanding female anatomy or like just assuming women are thinking about very odd things that we don't think. I don't know.
Yeah, we don't normally
head of a female character at all. Like make sure they're thinking about more than just like the guy in the book,
or our like breasts or something.
Yeah, we don't think
for example,
we don't think about them as much as men do, apparently.
No,
based on these books.
No.
And we know, like, obviously, this is not a problem with every author. And there are lots of great authors who do their research and stuff, but it really stands out, and it's still a frequent problem in all age categories except for like picture books.
Yeah. I don't know. I've seen women writers do this too, so it's not always read. But yeah, definitely. And I've seen like recently actually. I won't name the book, but written from the point of a male character. I could be wrong. I'm not a dude. I don't know, but like it seemed over the top. Like, you know, she's trying to write a male character that was like attracted to a woman, and I was like, okay, this seems like a little overkill, like trying to be really macho about it. But I don't know again. But yeah, it's important to be mindful and like respectful, and also maybe get like a female reader, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've definitely read books by women with male POV characters that were odd. So like,
yeah, they feel odd.
Write women, but
yeah.
Just like assuming that people of the opposite gender think completely differently, which isn't always true.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. We had another question from Shanice. Is it true that killing off parents is cliche? If so, how do you make it not cliche?
Well, it is true.
It's more of a trope than cliche.
Yeah,
yeah, true. Yeah.
I don't have a problem with the parents being dead or killed off.
Either.
I do it all the time.
Yeah. Orphans, and like I like middle grade especially, parents are dead or absent. Sometimes they're there. What?
Oh, you're better now.
Headphones.
Again. Is it better now?
Yeah, don't move your head. It might be like
stay very still.
Wireless headphones.
I'm like paranoid now. Oh no.
There's actually no problem with the sound. We're just trying to make you paranoid.
So I'm like really carefully not moving my head for the rest of the chat. You guys know.
No, for the rest of the year, it'll just be a running season 5 gag. Hey, don't move your head.
When Aaron's headphones and my lag, like season 5 starting out great.
Yeah.
Welcome. We are always this well put together.
It hasn't done this up until now. I don't know why it's doing this.
Possibly like the battery's low or something? Are they Bluetooth?
No, it's charged wirelessly. So I don't know. Weird. Anyways, no, I was saying I don't have a problem with the parents or absent parents as long as it's realistic. Again.
Yeah, like so messy.
I can understand what you're saying at least. Like,
that's just funny.
I wasn't even moving my head.
I feel like it sounded like this in the past, but it's never been this bad.
Yeah. Weird.
Yeah. I think my lag is better now.
I think so.
Yeah, I think
it is. Yay!
You're interacting with us properly again.
Yes.
While I don't mind the dead or absent parents trope in Kidlit, I do have like mad respect for books when they manage to keep the parents around. Because usually it's like, oh, well, my child character couldn't do all these things if their parent was here, so we'll just find a reason for the parents not to be there. I've actually been on the hunt
contemporary fantasy, I think.
Yeah. I've been on the hunt a lot for fantasy novels in particular that actively involve one or both parents because they're so rare.
You should definitely read Court of Fives then. Her parents.
Yay!
Part of the plot is like saving her mom.
Can you guys hear me okay before I go into a tangent? No? Okay.
I think so.
One of my favorite moms for YA is the Mom and Angel Fall. Again,
it's not bad at all.
What?
You're fine. It's really not bad at all.
Okay. The Mom and Angel Fall is what I'm trying to say.
I love her.
I'm curious if the audience still hears beeping. Because they were saying beeping.
Yeah, it's like this weird buzzing beeping noise. Megan did a really good imitation of it earlier.
Yeah, she did. It was the best. Like, I wish I could have like recorded it and made it my ringtone. Like, beautiful.
Shanice asked, "What if in book 2, Mom makes a comeback?" Which is one way of doing it.
Yeah.
Having your character kind of establish themselves as functional without parents, and then being like, oh, you can't tell me not to save the world now. I'm already on a roll. So
Yeah.
And also, like, having a parent around can, like, create, like, tension and conflict if the parent is like, no, I don't want you involved in this. You know?
I also like making parents evil quite frequently.
Yeah, evil parents are great.
The parents in my books are always either, like, dead or evil.
Same.
No healthy home lives for our characters.
No.
I'm writing my work in progress right now. The mother is there, and they're trying to resurrect the father. And they're both evil. Like, everyone is evil. So it makes for a really interesting mother-daughter dynamic. Because it's like, we're just really bad guys who want to bring back Voldemort, basically. It's hard, though. It's so hard having teens going against her.
My paranormal, like, contemporary fantasy, like, all the parents were alive of all, like, the 4 main characters. They all had living parents, and it took place, like, contemporary and real world, and it was so hard to navigate around. Like, I had to send the parents on, like, trips for work, and, like, one set of parents was just, like, really absent. I was like, what do I do with all these parents? Like, how do I explain that these kids are, like, sneaking out in the middle of the night to go look for this ghost?
We had a question from, I can't find it anymore. I'm sorry. There's a lot of discussion going on, which is really, really exciting. We had a question from someone who is new here asking, who are we? So we should probably do that because we have like a bunch of new subscribers.
Like,
we're the WordNerds.
Like, who are we? Like, what's our names? Or like, who are we as a whole? Like,
who are you people?
Like, existentially, like, who are you?
Who am I?
No, I don't know. Don't ask me things.
It's a big question.
No, we could just share like our names and what we predominantly write or what we're working on now or something.
Okay. Aaron, I have you first, so you can start.
Okay. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. You're fine.
I'm apparently an Android phone from 2002. My name's E. Latimer. I write middle grade and YA fantasy.
Yay.
She has a book coming out.
Yes.
In
February. February 13th.
I'm really bad at this, you guys. I have a book coming out in 2018, in February 13th, called The Strange and Deadly Portraits of Bryony Gray, and that's a middle grade based on a retelling of The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. I need to actually plug myself more. I'm always forgetting.
So excited. Emma, you're next. Who are you, Emma?
I'm Emma.
Who are you?
Who am I?
Who even is she? She just showed up.
Charles.
She doesn't even go here.
We don't actually know her.
Yeah, I'm Emma. I do not have a book coming out in February 2018. But yeah, I write YA, mostly fantasy. And yeah, that's about it.
You know, work surrounded by books. That's awesome.
Yes, I'm a library assistant, so that's fun.
It's pretty rad.
I work with books all day, every day.
Pretty awesome.
Read a lot at work.
All right, next is Kelly.
I'm Kelly Sheridan. I have books coming out, and I think to promote myself, and then actively don't do it. So I write a lot of things. I write contemporary as Kelly Bean, and sci-fi and fantasy as Kelly Sheridan. I have a bunch of books coming out in September. I dog sit and work in like book marketing stuff.
And is like the most prolific writer that has ever existed because
she writes so many words.
I wish I was. The people that I aspire to be like run circles around me.
I don't understand how you could write so much.
You have a book coming out every Monday. in
Yeah.
September.
Like,
Yeah, but it took me a long time to get there. Like, it wasn't like, I'm going to write a book every week.
I guess not.
I wish.
Still,
One day.
the fact that you have 4 books to come out in a year, even.
Yeah, like,
So yeah,
I mean, you blow George R. R. Martin out of the
I
water.
think it's Megan's turn.
Kelly's our resident self-publishing expert. So if you have questions about self-publishing,
Yes.
she's
Yes.
one to ask, or go look up her
Yes.
videos because
Yes.
she's
Yes.
awesome at it.
On our website,
Jody
you can
mentioned
do
in the
that.
discussion. Yeah. Jody gave a shout out to Kelly's personal channel series that she's doing right now, her building a book series where she's doing step-by-step through the whole publishing process.
It's
Is
great.
it
I
In the
watched
Void?
them all.
It's for Into the Void, yeah.
Can you tell that we love Kelly?
Yes, we love Kelly.
We love Kelly
Kelly's the
so
best.
much. She's so talented.
Kelly's like my role model.
We
We
pretended
also
like we
like-
didn't know Emma, and now we're
All right, Megan, you're next.
I'm Megan Jashinsky. I write dark fantasy mostly, where everyone is terrible and they do terrible things. And my agent and I are working on things. I'm not allowed to talk more than that on the internet about them, but hopefully someday in the next 7 years there will be a book coming out from me.
Woo! I guess I'm last. I'm Desiree. I am the least like prolific, popular word nerd because I'm just
You're
in
my
college.
favorite word nerd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
#1 in our hearts.
Guys, I'm currently working on my bachelor's degree, and that takes up most of my time, and also working. So trying to write in that is not easy. But I'm gonna make a video about that, so stay tuned. I write mostly fantasy and screenplays. That's about it. I'm no Kelly Sheridan.
I have to go like really soon, but I don't want it to be like, oh, I'm leaving because you guys are talking about it.
We'll just talk about you more if you're gone.
Nah. Or we talk about you so you can't leave.
You can never leave. Megan, do we have any more questions? Because we've been on for over an hour. If you want to wrap it up soon.
Yeah, we have a lot of questions and discussion going on. So we'll probably have to end up cutting it off after one. But we did have a question from Terrell or Terrell. I'm very sorry. I don't know which it is. But the question is, which popular YA contemporary author is your favorite? And they put a list of possibilities. I'm certain most of us will say someone on this list.
Do you think Desiree maybe knows?
Rainbow Rowell, like, no contest. Not even a little bit.
It's hard for me to pick one, but I really love Becky Albertalli a lot.
Ooh, yeah, Becky wasn't on the list.
He's so
far, but
nice.
they're both so good. I know, and also, yeah, she's so nice.
So nice.
Yeah. Also, she follows me on Twitter, so I feel like I have to.
Yes. Have you guys seen all of the Twitter accounts popping up for the Simon versus characters and the characters in The Hate You Give?
Yes.
And they're like talking to each other, and I love it so much.
Cute.
And then they like interact with their authors.
Yes.
That's so great.
They're amazing. And the movies have been cast, so like all the Twitter accounts have pictures of the actors portraying them, so it's like what they'll actually look like in the movies.
That's so great.
Pretty cool.
We had a question from Heidi asking, would it be bad if I wrote with a pen name just because no one can pronounce my last name? I actually almost tried before I had read the question, and I was like, I'm gonna mess that up.
No, honestly, I think that's like a pretty decent reason
Yeah.
to go under a pen name if you're worried about people not being able to like spell it or pronounce it. If you don't mind being published under another name, then go ahead.
Yeah.
I mean, my last name is Jashinsky, which most people pronounce wrong. And like, to me, it's like, I don't care. That's my name. I want to use that. But if it is something that's like important to you, then like you'll get used to a pen name too, and it's not going to make it any less your book.
Right.
Because it's a pen name.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm going to write under a pen name, and you can pronounce my name a lot, but I just don't want people to, like, be like, hey, are you, like, Desiree? Be like, gotta go, bye.
I hope you carry a blanket around in public just so that you could do that.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm going to have to start doing that.
I'm ready for Desiree to be like a famous author at public events, and she just like walks around like that.
Yes.
I
Like
won't be able
Sia.
to. Like, I'll have to get, like, a body double or something. Like,
Sia, but with a big blanket. Or was it Daniel Radcliffe that like walked around Comic-Con dressed as Spider-Man?
Yeah.
That'll be Desiree.
That's a good idea.
Yes, that is a
Go
great
for it.
idea.
Over her.
Desiree, you can do that, but it won't be at Comic-Con. You
Yeah.
could just be Spider-Man all the time.
Yes, I'll go to like my own book signing dressed as like Spider-Man and pretend like I didn't show up or something. Like, just walk around.
I've officially screen grabbed that image of you with the blanket over your head. That's going to be the thumbnail image.
No one's home. Please try again later. Leave a message at the beep. Alright.
I've started to yawn. Falling apart, man.
Are we gonna call it? Because Kelly has to go, Aaron just yawned, and I have a fever. And I would like to go.
On that note.
We are fabulous.
On that note.
Right?
Yeah, be sure to check out all of our social media. We have a website, wordnerdsvlog.com. Be sure to change our URLs if you have us bookmarked anywhere. We're now WordNerds Vlog across all platforms, including Facebook, which we're going to start using more updates. So check that out, facebook.com/WordNerdsVlog. Enter a giveaway because we want to give you stuff. So please subscribe and please love us back.
Woo! Yes.
All the plugs.
Yes. Thank you guys so much for joining us this Sunday. Next Sunday, we will have another chat. I don't know what it is, but we'll be here.
Yeah, we will.
You can watch all of our videos in this upcoming week. It'll be awesome, and we will see you guys next Sunday. Bye.
Bye.